Hi, good day learners. How are you today? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're safe and healthy. Well, I am Mom Michelle Magulod-Vargas, your teacher of English. You can call me Mom Mitch for short. Today, I will be reading a short story for you. Are you excited? Well, if you are, come, read with me.
Have you ever seen a crocodile? Or are you scared of crocodiles? Our story for today will be a traditional Malaysian folk tale, and the title is Outwitting a Crocodile. But before we move on with the story itself, let us unlock the difficulties. These are some words that you may encounter in the story and you may find it hard to understand. So we have number 1, outwit. Outwit means deceive someone or outsmarted someone. In Filipino, that is somehow means naisahan or nautakan. The other one is predicament. When we speak of predicament, that means difficult, unpleasant, or embarrassing situation. In Filipino, that means kahirapan o hindi magandang sitwasyon. And the last one is the word tricked. When we say tricked, that means mislead someone or fool someone. In Filipino, that means lansihin or lokohin. Now, here goes our story. So we have Kancil and Buaya as our main characters. Kancil is a clever tricky mouse deer who is always finding himself in predicaments with animals that want to eat him or harm him. But he cleverly manages to escape each time. In this story, Kancil outwits a big bad crocodile. Kancil was a clever mouse deer. Whenever he was in bad situation, he always played a clever trick to escape. Kancil outwitted Buaya, a big bad crocodile who wanted to eat him. Now, let us find out how. There were many trees where Kancil lived along the river, so he never had trouble finding food. There were always lots of leaves. He spent his time running and jumping and looking into the river. Buaya, the big bad crocodile, lived in the river with other crocodiles. They were always waiting to catch Kancil for dinner. One day, when Kancil was walking along the river, he saw some delicious fruit on the trees on the other side of the river. Kancil wanted to taste the tasty-looking fruit because he was a little tired of eating leaves. He tried to think of a way to cross the river, but he had to be careful. He didn't want to be caught and eaten by Buaya. He needed to trick Buaya. Kancil suddenly had an idea. He called out to the crocodile, Buaya! Buaya! Buaya slowly came out of the water and asked Kancil why he was shouting his name. He asked Kancil, "Aren't you afraid I will eat you?" Then he opened his big mouth very wide to scare Kancil. Kancil said, "Of course, I am afraid of you, but the king wants me to do something. He is having a big feast with lots of food, and he is inviting everyone, including you and all the other crocodiles. But first,
I have to count all of you. He needs to know how many of you will come. Please line up across the river so I can walk across your heads and count all of you. Sang Buaya was excited and left to tell the other crocodiles about the feast with all the good food. Soon, they came and made a line across the river. Sang Kancil said, "Promise not to eat me or I can't report to the king how many of you are coming." They promised not to eat him. Sang Kancil stepped on Sang Buaya's head and counted 1. Then, he stepped on the next one and said 2. He stepped on each crocodile, counting each one, and finally reached the other side of the river. Then, he said to Sang Buaya, "Thank you for helping me to cross the river to my new home." Sang Buaya was shocked and angry. He shouted at Sang Kancil, "You tricked us! There is no feast, is there?" All of the crocodiles looked at Sang Buaya angrily. They were angry because he let Sang Kancil trick all of them. Sang Kancil loved his new home on the other side of the river because he had a lot of tasty food to eat. Poor Sang Buaya was not so lucky. After that, none of the other crocodiles ever talked to him again. And yes, that's the story of Sang Kancil and Sang Buaya, outwitting a crocodile. Now, do you have any question regarding our story? If none, I will be asking questions. Are you ready? You may comment down below your answers on the chat box or comment box. Let's have it. So we have question number 1. Are you ready? So here it is. How tricky Sang Kancil is? Justify your answer. Let's move on with the second question. Do you admire Sang Kancil's wit? How can cleverness help solve problems? Now, explain your answer. And for the last question, what would you do after the incident if you were Sang Buaya? Why?
And that's all for today. I hope you learned from our story. Good day. Thank you for your participation. Bye.